Now I have to ask myself what I can make here. And I rather eat my own food than, that's often what other people cook. Because I know that I'm cooking in the spirit. Creating a good meal. Okay, now I have to ask myself what I'm actually making. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly give you a couple of secrets, if you will. I'm testing a new spot for the camera. But it also has to hold. Okay, this is a bit like diet. You may know nothing about cooking. What? Of course, this is about cooking essentials. You may know nothing about cooking, but neither did you about walking when you came into this body, or when you manifested, let's just say it like this. So what you can do now is simply drop your fear and your laziness and just start cooking until the results are, let's say, bearable. But you cook with the idea that you actually want to get better. And so this, as what I'm about to show you, is one of the simplest things you could ever imagine doing. Okay? You take a pot. It's preferably clean. This is almost clean. And you take water. You can take quite a bit, because it's basically going to be something like ginger tea. Because, yeah, this is how I draw water. That's my well. Okay, so why ginger tea? Because I'm working with heavy emotions. I am easily drawn into darkness, and so I had to learn to alleviate myself from darkness without smoking, because smoking blocks your meridians, your channels, your fine channels of energy, and you want to have energy freely flowing in your system and then channel it into art or into whatever you're trying to create. And so what you're doing is you're working with a diet to assist your spirit in this life to thrive and to make experiences and to grow as a spirit, because that's what you are. And you can see it that you came here to find a way out of imprisonment, because what you think is imprisonment, that's actually just the brambles. A seed just fell, let's say landed somewhere, and then there's brambles everywhere, there's like thorns, right? Do you think the seed complains? If the seed gets water and sunlight, then it has no choice, then it has to grow. And now you're alive. And because you're alive, you can make choices. And you are going to make choices anyway. So no matter what you do, you choose. So you can choose to be like as inanimate as a computer, or you can try to be a bit more animate, like something, animus comes from spirit. You want spirit, you want your spirit to thrive. You want spirit to thrive in nature, right? I'm making an honest attempt to explain this to you, because if you'd know it, you would not watch this, which is why I have to assume that anyone who stumbles into my world has no idea what I'm talking about, because that's why he looked at it, because it was interesting and maybe different, and he's trying to, move on. So why am I doing this now? Because now I feel like it, and now I have the time. So I often do preparation for meals that I'm gonna eat later. So here, I'm already soaking lentils for my next cooking session, which is gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna do that in daylight. But now I wanted to do this. Why? Because I felt like it. Because I felt like it is worth sharing, because I'm doing it anyway. Right? There's no use to share things that I'm not doing. And that's the criticism with a lot of people who post on the internet. They share moments where they act like they're happy and they put on a smile, but then it's actually fake. Because, why would you smile? Did you smile without, you know what I mean? We all know what I mean. We just don't want to. Right? I'm just trying to be a bit more conscious. Okay, I have a lot of ginger, so now I have to use it. That's why I'm gonna make a batch. Part of this you can drink as tea, you can put it into soup, you can add it to other things, to your smoothies. So you can make a batch of, don't overdo it with the ginger. But I have moments where ginger basically saved my life. Because maybe I ate something heavy, or there's a heavy emotion, or there's something, and I just need something to push me through, to get rid of the heaviness on my chest. To just, it's like sometimes the volcano just needs to erupt. And that's when you do something like this. You take a good piece of ginger. When I say a good piece, I mean a good piece. I mean a piece, that's like, yeah, that's gonna eat me up. And then you just slice it. And so, I have a water filter, and the water is much cleaner, it tastes fresher, it's more gentle. It's not so much just about the filter thing, it's about the structures that water forms when it's being mistreated by industrial processing. You want your water to be as natural as you can get it, and that's why this filter has a ceramic turbulencer in there. So you want to filter with a turbulencer, so that at the end, and then you just put it in there, that at the end it just tears apart any energy gatherings that are undesirable for your spiritual well-being, right? This is of course something that you have to buy. I don't know, I like it. You can probably do this in a natural way, but at the moment it works for me. I haven't changed the cartridge in a very long time, probably 2 years, but I still like the water. And it seems to be free from any kind of debris. Maybe at some point I may change it. But the water here is not, I'm not that fussed about toxins. I just want the water to be gentle and smoothed out, so to speak. It gives me a good feeling. I don't know. I do feel the difference. It's different. That's all I can say. Well, and then you just bring the water to a boil, and then you just let it sit. I mean, that's all you basically have to do, and then you've got ginger tea. That's a replacement for anything else you could drink. That's gonna get rid of everything you could ever wish for. No, this is one step of the way, right? Learn how to make tea the way you want to make tea. I'm gonna show you more tea recipes that may seem weird, but that absolutely work for me. They clear me out, they make me look forward to it, but, and that's always what I'm gonna say, you have to get used to it, and you have to want to get used to it. And why? Because unless you want it, you're just gonna hate it. But I wanted it. I wanted this. I wanted to know how to live without sugar, so I introduced bitter into my diet. And where was I first introduced to bitter, like the real bitter? Well, that was during ayahuasca ceremonies, and some people call ayahuasca a tea. So ultimately, it is not the DMT in the ayahuasca that you need, it's the DMT in your own body. Because why do I need to drink ayahuasca if I myself produce DMT if the channels are all open? So it really depends. I don't think you need vines from somewhere else. Dandelion has a lot of bitter in it. And that's all I can say, right? I mean, the experiences I've made is that what I felt back then during ayahuasca ceremonies is how I often feel just alone in my room without sugar. And that's kind of my message. If you change your diet, you will never need drugs again. Or drugs become something else then, because you could say ginger is a drug. All kinds of things can act like drugs. But these chemical ones are really bad for your spirit. They dry you out. So I just stopped using them, and I switched to diet and to simply having a good meal and appreciating the moment. Sure, what I experienced on psychedelics, or what we call psychedelics, because I actually say your psychedelic, kind of helped me to remember how I felt when I liked how I felt, and then try to get there through diet. So I literally, you could say, used my mind to free my mind from thinking too much about what I was doing. I don't know if that just makes sense. It always does, and then it doesn't. Okay, so just remember, everything is a choice. You choose anyway. So why not just choose something that helps you in the long run instead of running around like everyone else and waiting until the hammer, you know, hits the anvil with your head in between. So I'll rather, you know, start wielding the hammer. I don't know. It's about honing yourself, and that takes discipline, and that takes, you know, you have to be tough. You have to toughen up, you know, embrace the cold, you know, breathe through it, learn to be okay without all this comfort, you know. I don't know, if you want to know something about darkness, then you have to spend time in darkness, which just means, you know, you're alone in your room, you turn off the light, and then there is darkness. I mean, you can shit your pants. And if you're not ready for a real woman, well, you're gonna shit your pants as well. So, yeah, I'm shitting my pants, but, you know, my butt's too tight. Because of all the squatting I did, I have such strong muscles that I actually cannot shit my pants anymore. It's just too, you know, it's like the pressure of my butt cheeks, like, you get what I mean, right? It holds you up. So, do your squatting, drink your tea, do whatever you must. It's actually true, you know. You know, if you want an iron will, you need iron butt cheeks. That's why I just sit on the ground. So just harden up, man. And, you know, if you cannot take ginger, I often, you know, most people say, oh, it's too strong for me, it's too strong. What the fuck are you talking about? Just a bit of hiccup, that's good. It activates your sun chakra, the solar plexus chakra. You know, something was stuck, it's pushing it through. That's already enough to scare most people. Anyway, you know, it's tough to be alive. That's all I can say. Just get used to it, man. Just get used to it. It's very simple. Very simple. And that's basically it, right? It's very simple, very simple. I'm clinging to the camera, okay? I've told you, bring it to a boil, put a lid on top, and then I usually keep it standing on this thing. I turn it off, and then I just keep it with the heat. You know, this is like, I don't have like a fireplace or something. So this, you know, if you feel emotionally cold, this can push you through. If you feel emotionally cold, this can push you through. You know, cinnamon is good for heat. If you feel emotionally cold, you work with cinnamon, black pepper, cloves, right? That's your go-to spices. Chili, ginger, right? Cinnamon is like real heat. I once put cinnamon oil on my face. You should normally dilute it with almond oil or something. I just put it like this, like eterical oil on my face. You know, I was burning. It was like, it's like real heat. I mean, cinnamon is actually really spicy, like hot. Okay, so make yourself a curry. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna make curry. Some kind of lentil curry. Okay, you know, looking forward to it. So, ginger tea, gonna start boiling. Gonna turn it off just in time, because this thing stays hot for long. Gonna put on, right, two things in one go. You can have tea, and then you can take whatever this is as soup, right? So, you know, I don't know, just somebody gave me ginger, and now I have to find ways what to do with it. So the other thing I was actually thinking about doing is You know, like ginger in brine, but make it myself. You know, I'm gonna look at that at some point. It's a bit overwhelming to create all of this stuff at the same time without losing track. I just finished Crazy Wisdom 2 and published it. Now it's out there. Well, it's still a bit frustrating if really nothing happens, because I've been doing this already for quite some time, but you know, without really advertising it with anything other than just my work. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to show you. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to keep boosting through whatever this is that I'm boosting through.